Alex, how are you?
All good, all good. Been waiting for DMA for some time now, so
Looking forward to it as
it's
well, yeah. I've
very
been
exciting.
excited today.
Very
I'm
much
not
so.
sure. Is Afi around in the audience as well? Oh, yeah, I can see him as well. Let's get Afi up. We'll be like the three musketeers today. Afi, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, got you. Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, Afi.
Morning, afternoon, evening, all.
Good stuff. Right, yeah, and if anyone's got low volume, you can always, I think, right click on the person that is low volume, and then you can actually increase the user volume if you need to. But normally it's better to use earphones, I think, generally. But yeah, anyway, if you click on, if it's me that's quiet, you can right click on my name on the stage, and then you should see the option to increase the user volume. So you can do that. So guys, let's make a start. So I'm sure Jan will be recording this if he hasn't started already, and obviously we'll make this recording available pretty much as soon as we've rendered that the audio down later on. So thanks very much for joining, really appreciate it as always, guys. Good to see a good number of people in the audience as well. We've decided to do this AMA on the public stage rather than for members, because there are quite a number of things that affect members and potentially non-members who might be considering becoming members. So we thought we'd keep it as or change it to a more of an open forum today, because it also impacts people that hold the Hypercycle Node NFT collection NFTs. So we've got some exciting updates regarding that, and a whole host of other things as well. So I think probably a good place to start would be talking about, let's talk about the Node Hub NFT collection, and some of the plans that we've got, or some of the new aspects that we're going to be implementing for that collection. So I think it's fair to say that after the very sudden closure of Binance Smart Chain support for OpenSea, we lost a lot of momentum with the collection. I mean, it was really building up a huge head of steam, I think it was fair to say. And we were very excited about it, and of course then all of a sudden we lost our ability to be able to trade that collection on OpenSea. Which is very disappointing. Obviously, we didn't get any notice on that. But anyway, look, there's no point crying over this stuff, right? You just have to get on with it. And as most of you guys know, in the background, we were already building an NFT marketplace. That's something that was a side project that we've been working on for a little while. And of course, as soon as the news dropped about OpenSea dropping the support for Binance Smart Chain, we just accelerated that development for the marketplace. So that has been underway for quite some time over the last few months. A lot of work, as you can imagine, in developing a marketplace which has all the functionality that we've been building in. Basically as you would expect with any good NFT marketplace, buying, selling, trading, auctions, all the functionality that needs to be built into that, and of course a nice user interface as well. Now, we've actually been beta testing the Mint Mingle marketplace now for the last few weeks. So we've had some members of the community that have kindly been helping us out with creating collections, using all the features and functionalities, reporting back to us with any of the bugs. We've been ironing out those bugs and those problems, and we're pretty much there with it now. I mean, the platform is fully functional. It's doing everything that we want it to do. Most of the bugs I think have been ironed out, and we're very excited that we're now basically at the point where it's ready to launch. So what does that mean? So we're not going to launch the marketplace as a sort of public facing marketplace immediately, because really we want the first priority to be the Node Hub NFT collection, because that is really one of the main drivers for us creating the marketplace in the first place. So whilst the Mint Mingle is a fully functioning marketplace, we won't be going for a full public launch immediately, but we will be going for what we're calling the light version. Now, the light version effectively is the opportunity for you guys to start trading the NodeHub NFT collections, well, not just you, anyone, any member of the public can trade, buy, sell, and trade the NodeHub NFT collection NFTs, and that will be activated very early in January. So basically, just getting the Christmas period out of the way. I think everyone deserves a little bit of a downtime. And a break, but then very early in January, I won't put an exact date on it because there might just be a couple of bits that we might need to shift around, but very early January we'll set that live, and the opportunity to trade those NFTs will start immediately from that point onward. So that's a really big significant step forward. Those of you that have been holding on to those NFTs very patiently, thank you for your patience, really appreciate it, and I think hopefully you guys will be really pleased with the marketplace that we've been building. The feedback's been great from the community members that have been helping us with the testing, which is great. So we're really pleased with that, and yeah, ready to kind of unveil that. So the other thing also that we've been working on in the background is how we can add extra utility to those NFTs, because the floor prices were rising. We'd already added, I think, a good amount of utility to those NFTs, but it was always in our plans and our thoughts to develop that further. And I think one of the advantages about having the OpenSea trading stopping, so every cloud and a silver lining and all that stuff, it's given us the opportunity to think more about the utility for those NFTs, and to make sure that we continue to add real value to every holder, whether it's one of the lowest rarities, the crabs, or whether it's a whale, or whether you're a fusion holder. It's adding as much utility to that as possible. So we have been working very hard in the background to think about how we might do that, and the best ways to be able to execute it, and also how it might all tie in with some of the other stuff that we have going on in the ecosystem as well. So we've got the Mint Mingle marketplace, which is enabling the trading. We've obviously got the collection itself. We've got all these different utilities. With Mint Mingle, we've got some other plans there for other NFT collections, which we'll touch on very slightly in this AMA as well. And really what we're creating here, and with the NodeHub, of course, itself, is an ecosystem of different platforms. And so we really wanted to try and consider all those different aspects when we were adding the utility to the NodeHub NFT collection itself. So the first utility that we introduced, our major utility that we introduced originally, was the staking of the lower rarity NFTs, which has been ongoing now for a good few months. And so everyone that has been partaking in that staking will know that we, from all the trading fees that we originally obtained from OpenSea for those that were trading the NFT collections, we were using 75% of those trading fees to buy Hypercycle tokens, HYPC, and they have all been staked on SDAO, and we've been using all of the rewards from the staking to feed the staking platform. Now, that at the start was okay because the rewards were okay and a reasonable level. They were never huge, but they were enough, I think, to make it worthwhile. I think one of the problems that we've had is that the APR or APY, I'm not sure which it is on the staking platform for SDAO, but that's been dropping down, of course, which is normal because there aren't ever or never-ending rewards available. So that APY has been dropping down, which means that the tokens that we originally staked are actually producing less rewards. So one of our considerations was, well, how can we make the staking platform more exciting, right? Because if you're staking a crab or an octopus or a wolf and you're only getting 1 HYPC or 2 HYPC, well, yes, it's better than nothing, but it's not necessarily an exciting prospect. So that's been one of our major considerations, is how can we make that more exciting so people want to engage in that staking platform, feel like they're getting some real value for money, that their original investment, if they bought the NFT on the open market, is worthwhile. So that was kind of one of our major considerations. The other consideration has been that we didn't have staking available for the higher rarities, so the whales, sharks, gorillas, and the tigers. So it made sense for us to think about a system that would allow all of those NFTs to be staked and to earn rewards and participate in that kind of growing ecosystem. So that's been another big consideration for us as we've been thinking a lot about the utility. So where to go next? Because I want to make sure I kind of do this in the right order. So Alex, Afi, is there anything important there that I haven't mentioned before we get into the really exciting stuff, or the stuff that I think is really exciting?
No, not really. I think you've pretty much covered like all of the precursor information for for the big reveal. So I think it's pretty good. Nothing on my end really. Maybe you have anything, Afi?
No, I agree. Covered it nicely, Richie.
Good stuff. All right, excellent. Well,
I think we
let's
got
move.
some impatient guys here, so maybe let's get revealing.
Let's get revealing. Yeah, good. Well, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think it was important just to give a little bit of a kind of precursor. Do it now.
I agree.
Right. Let me see if I can share my screen quickly here, guys, and then we'll get into the meat of it. Only took 11 minutes. It wasn't too waffly, I hope. Right.
Ah, no, I'm only messing.
I know, I'm joking. Give me 2 secs. Right. Let's make sure I share the right thing here. Right. So for those listening back, obviously you're not going to have the opportunity to see my screen here, but we will share this. We will share this with you anyway. The presentation. Okay. Is this working? Can anyone see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, it's going well so far, isn't it? All right, let's try that again. Yeah. Okay. Right. Have you got that now?
Yeah, we've got it.
Excellent. Good stuff. Awesome. Okay, good stuff. Right. So, yeah. Without going into too much detail about the thinking behind it, I'm really thrilled to announce that we are going to be launching early in the new year our own ecosystem token, which is called the Biome Token. Now, just by way of a kind of quick introduction to this, so why we've chosen the name Biome, there's a definition there for you if you're interested in it. It refers to a community of plants and animals that have common characteristics for the environment which they exist in. So that for us is, is Cryptopia and all the things that, that we're planning have already executed and will be executing over the coming months. And I know a lot of you guys have been, asking us about a token, when we might be able to introduce one, what part it might play, in the ecosystem, etc. So yeah, we're in a position now where we can talk about this in a bit more detail. It's been a long while in the making. So I think if we go straight into it, as far as I think a precursor to that is that this is a token which won't have liquidity in a DEX or a centralized exchange, right? That's the first thing to say, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have value. And as we go through some of these slides, I think that will become very apparent to you. So the way that you can earn the Biome token is, firstly, there will be several ways, but the first way that I think is worth talking about now is by staking your Node Hub NFTs through the staking pools that we have available. So the staking will now be open for all the rarities that we have, right? So that's not just the lower rarities that we had available before. This will now be open to all of the rarities. No matter what type of NFT you have for the Node Hub collection, you will be able to stake that. So we'll be going through the process at the moment. This is why we've stopped staking for the moment on the platform, is so that we can make the preparations on the back end to open up those extra pools and to allow you guys to be able to stake those. So that's going to be coming very early in the new year. And so this really is going to be one of the primary ways that you can earn our ecosystem token. So we'll come on in a moment and talk about how that will be earned and the quantities, which will potentially be variable as well. So each of the staking pools, so there'll be 8 in total for each of the rarities, will receive an equal share of 10,000 Biome tokens every month. So that staking pool, as most of you guys will know, resets itself every month. We have a 3-day cool-off period where you can unstake your NFTs, trade them if you want to, and then restake them. That potentially will be greater if the fewer NFTs are staked in the available pools, which we've seen actually up until this point. Not every single spider gets staked, not every single octopus gets staked, for example. So 8 pools in total, 80,000 tokens available per month. So I think one of the key things here to mention is, how are we setting the value on the tokens? So I think it's really not necessarily for us to say to you that there is a dollar value associated with the token, because there isn't direct liquidity available. Like, you can't go and swap these tokens on a DEX and take dollar value back out again. But we are loosely setting it around $1 per token. And the way that we are able to suggest that, I think, is probably the best way to describe it, is that there will be the opportunity to use Biome to buy other assets in the Cryptopia ecosystem. So, for example, we are in the process of producing, which will be fairly early in the new year, certainly in Q1, a Mint Mingle marketplace NFT collection, which we won't cover in much detail on this AMA because I think it will just go off a bit of a tangent. But one of the ways that you can purchase those NFTs will be through or using the Biome token. And the price in Biome will be exactly the same as the price in stablecoins. So that's how we will be setting that initial value of that token. Now, of course, after that point, the value which the community places on those tokens will be determined by the community, right? It's up to you guys to determine what value you see based on the additional utilities of that token, which we'll run through as we go through the AMA. But that's the first one. So, important clarification here. So the staking pools will no longer be earning Hypercycle tokens. Instead, you will be earning Biome tokens, and those will be open to all the rarities, right? But that doesn't mean that the Hypercycle tokens are not available as rewards, and we'll come on to talk about that in a bit more detail as we go through. Okay, as an introductory airdrop to get the Biome token circulating into the community, the airdrops will be as followed based on the different NFTs that are being held by the community. So, if you're a Fusion holder, there'll be 3,000 tokens airdropped to you. Whale holders, 2,000. Shark holders, 1,200. Gorillas, 800. Tigers, 500. Wolves, 175. Octopus, 125. Crabs, 75. And Node Hub Spider NFTs, 50 tokens. So I know everyone watching this can see it on the screen. I'm just running through because this isn't being recorded for video, not wishing to state the obvious. So everyone that holds one of the NFTs from the collection will get an airdrop right from the start, which will allow you to start interacting immediately with some of the prize pools that we have available, which we'll come on to talk about in a few moments. So this is our way really of kickstarting the ecosystem token, getting those tokens into your hands, and then getting the token ecosystem working right from the start. Okay, so getting on to the token utility. So bearing in mind that this is really just the start, we've got some other plans which we won't go into too much detail on today, but these are the firm plans that we have in place. So the first one, as I mentioned, is that tokens earned, the Biome tokens can be used to purchase Mint Mingle NFTs. More information coming on that in due course, which will be after Christmas. But there'll be some exciting features and utilities for those that I think you guys will be very excited about. But one of the main utilities that we will have now is that every month there will be a diverse range of lottery pools that you can buy tickets for using your Biome tokens. So in the background, we've been working on a range of different prizes, which will include crypto prizes. So for example, Hypercycle tokens. There will be NFTs up for grabs. We've been negotiating with some of the very high profile projects that we've been working with recently, which some of you guys will know, Live Art and others. To have NFTs as prizes in the prize pools. We've got Gunzilla nodes, which will be part of the prize pools as well. And so this will basically give you guys a range of different prize pools to choose from, and you can buy lottery tickets to enter into that prize pool to win the prize, right? So there'll be a nice range. So whatever tickles your fancy, whether it's to get a share of the rewards from a Gunzilla node, whether it's to get an NFT from one of the ecosystem projects, whether it's to bag a nice bag of Hypercycle, you can decide which you spend your Biome tokens on to enter into those prize pools. And at the start of each month, We'll announce what they are, how you enter them, how much each raffle ticket costs. But one of the things that we will do is to create a bit more of an element of suspense is we won't tell you how many people have entered into each lottery pool. So it will remain a little bit of a mystery. There might only be, 5 people that have entered into one of those pools, and therefore your chances might be very, very high. It might be there are 100 people in that pool, and therefore your chances maybe aren't as good. But it adds that element of suspense. So those lottery tickets will be available. There'll be different values on the lottery tickets based on the prize pool that we have. But as I say, as we get into that in a bit more detail early into the new year, then we can reveal some of that information. But we'll make sure that there's plenty of options to choose from as far as the prizes are available. So it kind of gives you that instant value. Now, the other thing, obviously, of course, is you can continue to hold your buyout. You don't have to use it straight away for lottery tickets. You might decide that you want to hold it back to buy more Mint Mingle NFTs, or hold it back for other utilities that will be forthcoming as we get through into the first quarter of next year. These are just some of the first utilities that we're introducing. There will also be an airdrop of Biome for the top traders who actively engage in the Mint Mingle marketplace. So the top 10 traders will be rewarded with a free airdrop of the Biome tokens. We'll come onto the tokenomics in a minute so you guys can see how that all works, but that will be another incentive for trading on the Mint Mingle marketplace. So important just to reiterate this. So the Biome token will immediately and increasingly hold very significant utility within our ecosystem, the Cryptopia ecosystem, as we develop new innovations and new ideas. It's important to understand, as I've stressed a couple of times, that outside of the Cryptopia ecosystem, it doesn't possess any intrinsic value. Okay, so it's not like you can go and swap this on a DEX. I've said it a few times, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware of that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be ways that you can trade your Biome. Okay, so I'm not going to say too much about that at the moment, but we're working on a way that you will be able to trade Biome, but just not in the traditional way of trading on a DEX or a centralized exchange. But watch this space. There'll be more information coming on that very soon. So last slide then before we move on to some questions and some other aspects of the AMA. So the tokenomics, hopefully you guys can see that it's a little bit small. Let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit. Go a little bit more. Let's go up to 150. Okay, so the max supply of Biome is 10 million. It's a really, really simple operation as far as the categories of the tokenomics are concerned. So, Biome is a community rewards ecosystem token, right? So it's very simple. The vast majority of the tokens are going to be used for that purpose. So community rewards, which at the moment can be earned through the staking of the Node Hub NFT collection only, apart from airdrops. That's the only way that you can earn those tokens at the moment. That's 80% of the total supply. So that's 8 million tokens that will be unlocked via the staking platform. And that's a linear vesting over 24 months. The reason that we've done the vesting is just to make sure that we're not flooding the market with, or the ecosystem with tokens right from the off. So we're just adding an element of control in there, but that'll be a linear unlock over 20 months, which gives us still plenty of tokens to play with as far as the rewards are concerned. And we can potentially dial those up or down depending on how we see the value of the Biome token developing. But at the start, certainly we want to try and make that as generous as we can do to encourage trading and to ensure that we're offering good value to the NFT holders. 10% of the supply has been allocated for community airdrops. So a chunk of that is going to be an airdrop right at the start, but there will be other airdrops that we'll be introducing to other ecosystem NFT holders or to other members or participants within the ecosystem. So we've reserved 10% of the supply in there, and then there's 10% which has been reserved for team and advisors, which has the same unlock as the community reward. So that's a 3-month cliff, in fact, and then the linear unlock over 24 months. And there's no tokens released to any of the team for the first 3 months. So it's really simple tokenomics. It's always very tricky, really, when you're trying to understand or decide on what a maximum supply for a token like this should be. But 10 million, I think, is the right number, and really, really important to understand what will happen when those tokens are used. So when raffle tickets are bought or when NFTs are purchased using biomes or whatever biome is used for within the ecosystem, whatever it's spent on, whatever it's used for, those tokens will be burned from the supply. So it's our intention at the start that we will burn 100% of those tokens that are used for any purpose in the ecosystem that I mentioned. So what that's doing is shrinking that supply down constantly. Now, if a year from now or even further down the line, we feel like that might be negatively impacting the total supply, it's possible that we could reduce the amount of tokens that are being burnt, but we want this to be a deflationary model, and that's why we've introduced that. So you guys know that that's not being, given back to the team or, just put back into supply that's never ending. Those tokens are actually being used and are being taken out of the supply. So, we've done some projections and some forecasts in terms of how this might work out based on the number of tokens that we're giving in the staking and for the airdrops. And we believe that the ecosystem can sustain 100% burn for the foreseeable future, which makes it not, exciting knowing that the total supply is reducing constantly from that total unlock. Okay, so I think it's probably worth pausing there. I haven't looked at any of the messages. Alex, Afi, what's been going on in the chat while I've been chatting away through the presentation?
Yeah, so the community has some questions, and I think like most of them have been answered so far, which by the other mods, so it's actually going pretty well. Honestly, if anyone else has like any questions, please post them in the chat, and we will reserve probably the rest of the MA time now to go through the various questions and like try to answer as many as possible.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Afi, was there anything that I'd missed there, or any questions that you wanted to highlight at all?
No, not at all. You summarised it very well, and obviously you made it clear that this is our starting point. Foundations are being built, and we will grow upon this. So we're not limited to what's being presented here.
No, absolutely not. No, I'm just going to quickly stop the streaming, I think, now as well. That should be gone now. Good. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's really important that this is, as with so many of the projects that we introduce or the initiatives that we introduce, is a starting point that we that we can build upon. Right. That's really important. But I think by having having a currency that can be used within the ecosystem, it creates more opportunity and creates value around that as well. And I think that having different prize pools that people can enter into, let's just take the example of the staking that we've had, right? I touched on it at the start, but we had lots of people staking their NFTs. And they were earning a very small number in most cases of hypercycle tokens. So great, you're getting something for free. Remember, the hypercycle NFT collection was a free drop in the first place. No one paid for those tokens for those NFTs in the first instance. I know there was trading that happened thereafter, but it was a free collection. So to be able to earn something from nothing is good, but it's not exciting, I don't think. And that was the feedback that we had from the community. It's not exciting to stake an NFT and earn a small handful of hypercycle tokens each month, right? So much better to have then a token which gives you multiple options on the way that you decide to use that token. So you might decide that you want to enter into the hypercycle prize pool and buy a raffle ticket for that and have the opportunity of winning 500 hypercycle or 1,000 hypercycle rather than just being guaranteed one or two. But then you might decide actually there's another 5 or 6 different prize pools that actually might be more interesting to me. So I might decide I buy a raffle ticket in the Gunzilla node pool and take a chance to earn some of those rewards. Or I might decide that I want to try and win some live art NFTs or whatever the prize pools are that we're creating. There will be plenty of options. So, rather than taking away something which has a guaranteed value but is very low value, 1 or 2 hypercycle, this now gives that opportunity for people to make their own decisions. And they're definitely going to earn those tokens. They definitely know there's going to be, several options for them to spend those tokens if they so wish or to enter into the raffle. And then also knowing that those tokens will definitely be able to be used to buy other NFTs within the ecosystem as we go forward. And there will be other uses as well, right? Like we said, this is just the start of that. So, knowing that token is going to have a growing utility, a growing value, I think is a much better a much better utility than just earning a few tokens. That's really what the foundation on which this is kind of been built on. And the value of the token is a difficult one. Like I say, I don't think it's necessarily up to us to say intrinsically that the Biome token is worth $1. But if we set the price of the sale of an NFT at $1, and it's the same number of tokens, of Biome tokens, then that kind of sets the mark in the ballpark of Biome being worth $1. So that's the starting point, right? And then after that, of course, like I said earlier on, it's sort of down to the down to the community to decide what value they see from that. But as always, we want to keep on growing that value and the excitement as well. Right, let me just quickly turn to the chat and to see whether there's anything that we haven't already covered.
Yeah, so we're being asked about the value of the Mint Mingle NFT. What's it going to cost? And I think the answer to that is we haven't decided on the cost per NFT yet, as yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we haven't decided. We're still building out some parts of the utility for the Mint Mingle collection. So we want to, I think it's probably best not to give a ballpark figure on that one. I mean, it will be accessible. That's be accessible for people to be able to get their hands on those quite quickly, without having to do months and months of staking. So we've thought very carefully about that, to think, right, how long is it going to take people that own a spider, for example, to be able to earn enough Biome from the staking in order to actually start participating in some of the ecosystem projects, be it the raffles or be it minting NFTs. So that has been a big part of our consideration. But I don't want to say a price now and then someone will have me on the record and then we have to change the price later. What else have I missed, guys? Anything else which we need to cover?
Yeah, we have a question, actually, a very good one from Sentius. He asked, since there is no value, what purpose does shrinking the supply have besides making it harder to get the rewards? Will they still be valued at $1 to Biome when using them to buy something?
Yeah, it's a good question. So again, not wishing to state what the value is, right? But as far as if we're pricing something like the Mint Mingle collection NFT, then that's how we will be pricing it, unless we see like a huge shift in the perceived value of the Biome token. So certainly as a starting point, Knox, that's where we will start. But I think it's quite hard to predict exactly how that will move forward in the future. But I think, as always, we listen to the community, right? And if we feel like we need to make any changes to burn rates or to the value which we're setting the price of buying NFTs using Biome, then that's something that we can discuss in the future. It's quite hard to be able to I suppose hedge for every potential outcome at the moment. But that's certainly our intention. Hopefully that makes sense. What else is Jim in Costa Rica? Said, will Karma holders be involved in this new setup? Yes, they will be. Yeah. So our intention is that all members will be involved in the setup. Absolutely. This is the starting point. I think that the other NFTs that we have in the ecosystem, Karma, Elite, already have a huge amount of utility and value for the VC side of the business. As far as allocations are concerned. So our main priority at the start was the relaunch, if you like, of the Node Hub NFT collection, which has not been able to be traded for a few months now, and ties in with the Mint Mingle marketplace launch. So that was really one of our primary goals, was to make sure that every holder of those NFTs is feeling like they're getting new utility and new value. But absolutely, Karma holders will be involved. Elite holders will be involved. Everyone that is a member or a holder of an NFT or a membership within Cryptopia will be involved in the ecosystem token. Absolutely, yeah. What else have we got here? Okay, so Burn Energy Drink. Can you confirm the actual value of this? So basically, those that traded their HYPC NFTs at the start, while it was available at OpenSea, made their gains in real coins. Looking forward to have no value, you buy something for a token with no value outside of Cryptopia. So you can sell your NFTs for other NFTs that will be valued in Biome. Biome will enable official gambling. Well, no, I think maybe there's been a misunderstanding there. So the trading of the Node Hub NFTs um, will be in normal cryptocurrency. So that's you don't trade the NFTs in Biome. Biome is the token that can be earned by holding and staking the NFTs. So that we need to separate those two things. So the trading of those NFTs will absolutely still be in BNB, most likely, if not stable coins, but most likely BNB. And really, the whole idea is that we are building more value around the utility for those NFTs, which in turn is going to, we hope, hold and increase the value of those NFTs that you're holding, right? So we want those Node Hub NFTs to be worth, if not the same, certainly more than they've been worth up until this point, because people see the value of holding them, being able to stake them, earning the Biome token, and then being able to use that Biome token to unlock a load of things that you can't unlock unless you hold that token, right? So there's going to be a lot of biome only utility that you can't unlock or access anywhere else. So your key to to having that token and being able to use it in those unique ways all comes from holding the Node Hub NFT in the first place. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But that's a really important. It was a good question and an important important point of clarity, I think. Hopefully that makes sense. Burn energy drink. If it doesn't, please let me know, and I'm happy to try and clarify a little bit further.
Yeah, just to add to that, I mean, you're always free to purchase a Mint Mingle NFT, which you can then sell on as well. You can hold your Biome tokens, purchase a Mint Mingle NFT with that, and you can sell that for stable coins. So the options are available. For now, this is what we've put together as a starting point, but we will grow upon it, just to add.
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's a great point. So the Mint Mingle NFTs can be bought or will be able to be bought in stablecoin, as Afi said, or you can use Biome, right? But then once you purchase that NFT, of course, you can then trade that freely, in whatever currency you want. Well, in this case, it will be most likely to be BNB. So there is that direct route from Biome into fiat in that way. So yeah, and that there will be other opportunities as we go forward as well, where that same kind of route will be available for people to use those tokens and then potentially sell their assets that they bought with those tokens for, for stable coins or for BNB or for whatever currency. So yeah, there are fairly direct routes to doing that, I think. Okay, what else have we missed here? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I would say like what you guys would really love basically is, especially for the ones that are hyper focused on like optimizing and trying to get the best possible rewards, is the fact that these 8 pools that we'll have running at any point in time will not always contain the exact same rewards. Like at some points, when we see that some of the pools are not really as productive or as successful, we'll of course be shuffling out prizes. So like we'll have a continuous stream of finding new ways to reward you guys in these pools and like trying to find the best possible value for the community. So there are gonna be like plenty of ways to like optimize, trying to find the right amount of NFTs that you want to buy and hold so that you get like the more amount of tokens. You can go ahead and basically try to buy multiple Mint Mingle NFTs, also get into like the top 10 trader competitions and like trade them, like so on and so forth. So there are like multiple ways that you guys will be able to play with the token. I'm sure that some of the spreadsheet lovers in the community are gonna have like a field day trying to find the best possible ways of optimizing the token. So be on the lookout. We're always gonna be trying to find more and more rewards, more and more utilities. So hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy this.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going on. I think, to give let's try and sort of make a real life example about like how the value of Biome could be used. So if I just quickly go back to the presentation, I won't share it again, but on the airdrops, for example. So if you're a Fusion NFT holder, you're going to get airdrop 3,000 tokens, Biome tokens at the start before any type of of trading begins or any use for those tokens begins. Now, what can you do with those tokens straight away? So right off the bat, you'll be able to go onto the Mint Mingle marketplace and mint several for 3,000, without getting into the price of the NFTs, but several mint mingle NFTs, which in theory you could then go straight back onto the marketplace and sell for stable coins if you wanted to, or for BNB, which you can convert into stable coins. So there's an instant use case of being able to buy something and then trade it openly on the secondary market. So that's obviously number one. That's not really necessarily what it's designed for in the first instance, because we want people to hold those NFTs and hopefully see an increase in value over time and then trade or enjoy the utility of those NFTs. But that's totally doable, right? Once you've bought them, it's entirely up to you what you do. Or the other option is, straight away those 3,000 tokens are going to give you access to buy raffle tickets into any one of the several prize pools that we're going to have available, like we mentioned. So the Gunzilla nodes, the HYPC. So all of those prize pools will be available for everyone to use their biome at the start of each month or each cycle of 30 days that we have, and you can decide whether you enter into them. So that's right from the start. Okay. Then as we go through, the subsequent weeks, as we get into the new year and through the first quarter, we will be introducing additional utility as well. So some people might say, well, I'm going to hold my biome and see how this progresses over, the next couple of months, because there may be another way that I can use my biome, which might be more beneficial to me personally, or, there may be a way that I can trade that biome in the future, right? So we're giving you some hints here, guys, about what might be coming on further down the line. But there will be that instant utility, which I think is really, really important. So again, just stressing, going back to where we were up until very recently, you can stake your Node Hub NFTs and earn some small amount of hypercycle, okay, which has been decreasing each month. Okay, something for nothing, not exciting. With this, you're earning something which gives you choice and options and more utility immediately. So it's a big step forward, really, in terms of the value which we're giving away for for holding one of those NFTs, and of course opening up the staking now to the higher rarity. So all of those NFTs can be staked, and if you're staking in one of the rarer pools, for example, I don't know, whales or sharks, where there are a very small number of NFTs that are going to be staked, because firstly, not every single NFT will be staked. We know that from seeing how many have been staked in the pools over the last few months. But also the amount of tokens is being shared between much fewer NFT holders, because clearly with spiders, they're much more numerous than whales or sharks. So we know that share of the 10,000 tokens is likely to be shared between much fewer NFT holders, which means, of course, then you're getting more biome, and that biome can then be put into whatever use that you want to, holding, buying raffle tickets, buying NFTs. So that's really where that value starts to add up. Right. Okay. More questions. Let's have a look. Can the mingle NFTs be staked for biome? Good question, Tom. The answer is almost certainly yes. We're just working out the final utilities for that, so we'll come back to you with more information on that soon. Silver Surfer is asking, is the Mingle marketplace live yet? It's not live for you guys to use just yet, but we have been, I mentioned at the start, maybe you weren't able to join straight away, but we've been beta testing over the last month or so, and effectively it is ready, but it will be going live for the trading of the Node Hub NFT collection in early January. We're saying biggest challenge with staking and raffles is the financing. Yeah, of course, all these different pools will get funds from both trading fees, rewards, and other staking and rewards from Gunzilla nodes. Yeah, I mean that's a really good point. So we will be using trading fees from the Node Hub NFT collection, as we did prior when we bought the hypercycle tokens with those fees. 25% of those fees goes to Fusion holders. That's was always a commitment that we made. So all of the trading that happens on the Mint Mingle marketplace for the Node Hub NFT collection, 25% goes to Fusion holders. The other 75% is going to be used to help us to fuel the prize pools that we have each month. I mean, for example, we've already bought the Gunzilla nodes. That's already a done deal. We've already bought live art NFTs. That's already a done deal. So we've already made those investments, but we will be using trading fees to make sure that we're always offering some nice juicy prize pools for you guys to be able to choose from. Right now, I'm not seeing why you would buy Mint Mingo NFTs. We haven't released the information on that yet, Tom. So you won't see that just yet, but it will be coming very soon. I think we didn't want to bombard you guys with too much info. There's been a lot of stuff going on recently, but keep your ear to the ground for announcements on that one. We'll be releasing a full pitch deck so you guys are aware of the utility, how it fits in, why you would want to spend your biome tokens on the Mint Mingo NFTs, or that's obviously a decision that you guys can make. What can one do to accumulate biome if there's no market for them? OTC, right? So that's a good question, Neil. There will be ways that you can trade them. There will be a marketplace for them. You just need to be a little bit patient, and all good things come to those who wait. Okay.
I think just for Neil, we can make an exception, and Neil can buy a Hyper AI box with him.
Or several.
Or several.
Yes, that's extra utility, especially for you, Neil. And we'll buy some Hyper AI boxes, and you can use all your biome for those. Okay, Tony, can we sell the token to each other within Encryptopia? I mean, yeah, that's a good question. So it's kind of like the OTC that Neil was suggesting there. So yeah, there will be a way that you guys can do that, which we'll be releasing very soon. So we don't want to again sort of muddy the waters too much on this AMA today with that. But yeah, there will be a way that you guys can trade with each other with biome tokens. So it might be that Tony, you're looking to get a certain amount for whatever purchase that you want, and someone else is looking to offload some. There will be trading options that will be available for you guys as well. Good. Okay. Very good, Neil. Are you sure? Right. I'm just having a quick scan back through some of these questions to make sure I've not missed anything. Okay, I think we've covered that one. Yes, we've covered that one as well. All right, Alex, Afi, anything else you guys wanted to mention at all?
Not really. I think we've basically gone over everything that we can share at this point. There are, of course, still plenty of developments behind the scenes, still a lot of moving parts. And yeah, as soon as we can reveal more, of course, we'll do it as soon as possible. We know that you guys are super excited and super interested, and we can already see from the reactions in the chat, you guys are definitely loving the idea of the biome tokens. So we're gonna try to make it as great as possible, and hopefully be as successful for the whole Cryptopia community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, seconding everything you've said there for sure. Dazka, you've asked, will the staking of biome be auto monthly? I'm not sure if I fully understand that. I don't know whether you want to rephrase that question slightly just to make sure I'm answering the right question. So if you can
I
rephrase
think
it.
what Dazka means is they have to unstake the Node Hub NFTs at the moment in the cool off period. I think he's asking if you can leave them staked, possibly. And I think the answer to that is yes.
Yeah, it is exactly. Yeah, yes, absolutely. You can leave them staked, so you don't. Really, I think the only reason that you would want to unstake your NFT. So prior to now, we were doing the raffle of the rare pack of NFTs. So we were giving away the top 4 rarities in different packs, right? So people could win those. We do have one rare pack left, which will be part of the prize pools that we're producing. But really, the main function of unstaking the NFTs prior to that was to be eligible for that drop, right? Because you had to have 5 of the NFTs in your wallet. So that will no longer be a requirement. So that's just taking out one bit of admin for you guys that you don't have to worry about. So unless you're planning to trade your NFTs, so at the end of the staking period, you might decide that you want to sell an NFT if the value's gone up, or whatever reason you might have for wanting to trade those NFTs, we'll still have that window there, which will allow trading to take place, and for there not to be a loss in staking rewards. So there'll be that 3-day window where people can buy and sell, trade, whatever, and then restake them without losing any rewards. That will still be available. But if you want to just leave your NFT staked the whole time, then you can absolutely do that. and you can keep on claiming your rewards as you go through. So yeah, we're taking a little bit of the admin out of it for you as well. Okay, I don't know if it was commented. Biome tokens will be native to which blockchain network? So pretty sure at the moment that we're going to go with Binance Smart Chain, but we haven't fully decided. There are a couple of different options for us, but for us at the moment with gas fees, it's probably the favourite. I know Binance isn't necessarily everyone's favourite chain, but before we deploy, we'll make sure you guys are fully aware of all the information on that, of course. It definitely won't be ETH. That's one thing we can say. Okay, so talking of Fusion NFTs, does Cryptopia continue to endorse people to get those golden 100 Fusion NFTs? Incentives and rules remain the same? Well, yes, and I'm not sure whether we announced this yet or not. I will just check before I go ahead and announce it, but we are going to be reducing the number of Fusion NFTs which are available as well. So it won't actually be 100 anymore. We're going to reduce those so they become rarer and worth more because of that. So we will, I think, when we go for the full announcements and follow up on all this information that we've been talking about today, guys, we'll mention that in that announcement as well, so you're aware of what the total supply of fusions can be now, but it's been significantly reduced or will be significantly reduced. Okie dokie. Did you say the raffle is no more? Yes. Yeah, so the raffle for the rare packs has moved to the new prize pools. Yeah, Jan's covered it there. Okay, so they're still raffled and the lower rarities still burn when fusing. Yes, absolutely. So when a fusion is made, the lower they don't actually get burned as such. They're just kept in, call it a burner wallet if you want. They're taken out of circulation, so the effect is still the same. But yeah, that's still happening. Neil say make it on Solana. Solana NFT market is also very relevant. Well, yeah, that's very, very true. I know I'm not into Solana myself, but I'm aware that there is a big marketplace for NFTs on that chain. Yeah, we'll consider all the options. I think we've looked at BSC just because it's a known quantity, and some of our other assets are on BSC, most notably the NodeHub NFT collection itself, but we haven't made any final decisions. So yeah, open to all suggestions, so recommendations, etc. Keep them coming. Caleb, BNB is excellent. I think it probably is the favourite, for obvious reasons, but yeah, we want to make sure that we consider everything there. Okay, what else have we missed here? Covered that one. Okay, there's a couple more questions coming in on the chat, I think, to make sure I haven't missed anything on my agenda. Okay, so just like a little bit of a recap then, guys, I suppose, as we start to wrap up towards the top of the hour. So the Mint Marketplace Lite version will be released very early in the new year, and what that basically means is you'll be able to trade your NodeHub NFT collection. NFTs. That's really the kind of primary objective now. The NFT marketplace will open up further after that, but that really is the first thing that we wanted to get live. So look out for a further announcement on that coming very, very soon after Christmas. But it's imminent now, and everything is working exactly as it should, and we've tested it and it's all big thumbs up, so that's great. So you'll be able to start trading again. So that's number one. Number two is the introduction of the Biome token, obviously, which we've been talking about extensively. We will share the pitch deck on that as well. But it's certainly worth going back through some of the chat questions here. But of course, you can ask any of the moderators or myself in any of the channels. We'll create a new channel for Biome as well, so you guys can ask directly in there. And of course, that feeds directly into really the relaunch of the NodeHub NFT collection with that additional utility, which is now based around the staking of those NFTs across all the rarities, which earn you the Biome token, and that kind of unlocks a whole load of the features and benefits and opportunities that we've been talking about. So that's kind of the main summary, really, I think. All right, so another question here. So since Fusion supply will be reduced, that means that lower rarity NFTs will lose value, or are there more announcements to make them more valuable? Well, I don't think it affects the value of the lower rarity NFTs. Really the the value of that is, more to do with the utility of those NFTs rather than the fact that they're being burned. I mean, we've got, I think, 10 or 11 fusions that have happened at the moment. So yes, taking some of those out of the lower rarities out of supply does increase the value somewhat, but I would say that the utility of the utility of those NFTs is of far more value. And then Nox's reply: lower rarity will be burned, making them more rare, not less. Yeah, exactly. I mean, how long would it have taken us to get to 100 fusions, right? I think, it would have taken a very, very long time. So it's not like, we're suddenly, reducing the opportunity for loads of those NFTs to be taken out of supply. So I kind of get your point, but I don't really agree. I think it's going to be a lot more about the utility that we're adding. Okay. Okay, has a wallet snapshot already been taken for the biome airdrop? No, it hasn't yet. So we will make sure you guys are aware of that in advance so you can get your wallets in order and all the rest of it. But obviously, if you hold multiple NFTs, that will all be taken into consideration as well, right? So if you hold, 5 spiders, you'll get 5 times the amount for the airdrop. I have a fusion to build. Oh, exciting. I was excited about the new decisions. Okay, well, totally your decision, of course. If you want to fuse or not fuse, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, there's certainly a very nice airdrop at the start if you do decide to fuse. It's being recorded. Yes. Okay. Oh, so yeah, 12 including the fusion, which was donated to the Fusion DAO. Yeah, so the very first fusion that we did, which was almost like a test, basically, was donated to the fusion holders. That's their asset, basically. It's part of their DAO. Good. Okay. Any more questions, guys? I'm quite happy to stay on if anyone wants to ask in the chat or come up on the stage. You're very welcome to put your hand up and come up and have a chat to us if you'd like. I think we've
just one thing worth mentioning. So currently we have the cool off period.
Yeah.
So that, and obviously they have to unstake and then join the rare pack airdrop. That's no longer going to exist. So really, everybody can just leave their NFT staked continuously, and only unstake when they wish to sell, maybe.
Yeah, exactly that. So if you want to leave it staked, you can do. You don't have to. And if you want to, you can use that 3-day cool off period to then trade your NFTs if you want to. Afi, that's that's the window, really, isn't it? If you want to.
Yeah, so I guess there's less to keep an eye on in terms of, here's a cool off period. Now I need to go and stake this and stake it back after 3 days. That concept goes away, which is better in my opinion.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, so you can just leave it unless you actually want to trade. We obviously expect people to want to trade, but unless you're doing that, you can leave them in there and carry on just reaping the rewards. So yeah, it just takes out a little bit of the inconvenience, I think.
So we've got Caleb asking about fusions, whether they can be staked.
Staking pool fusion.
Let you answer that.
So no, not at the moment, Caleb. We don't have plans for a staking pool for fusioneers because there's a lot of other benefits and utilities which have already been established and are also being established. So no. Okay. Right. Final check through. Make sure I've not missed anything. I don't think I have. All right, guys. Last chance for any questions before we wrap up. I think we're almost bang on the hour now. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are excited, are as excited about the opportunities as we are. As always, we're open to feedback and suggestions on how we can further develop the ideas that we've spoken about on this call today or the AMA. So please do feedback. Let's open up the conversation. This is your community. It's your token. It's your ecosystem. So we want to hear from you about ways that we can optimize it. But of course, we always have to bear in mind that it is an evolutionary process. We can't do everything right from the start. And of course, there will be developments as we go forward as well. But yeah, really excited about it. If I don't speak to you guys in advance now, the opportunity I think is to thank everyone for what's been an incredible year in Cryptopia and all your support. Like, it really is greatly appreciated. The community that we've been able to build here, which is all down to you guys and your interactions and and what you the way you conduct yourself in the community as well. It's fantastic to see. So happy holidays to everyone. I hope you have a great time with family and friends, whatever you're celebrating or doing, and wherever you are in the world. Go and enjoy some time away from screens. As always, we'll be around and about. So if you have any questions, you can ask them. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the other side. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks, Alex and Afi as well. Appreciate you guys coming up.
Thanks, Richie. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Richie. Was a pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Cheers all.